What happens when your glycogen stores are depleted? There are many channels, and among them doctors who are promoting low or no carb diets and claiming that the body will adjust and adapt to not receiving regular carb intake. Well, there's some truth to this. The body will adapt and adjust, but not necessarily in a positive way. Carbohydrates are responsible for our glycogen stores within the body. Consider that ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, is the sole fuel for muscle contractions. When training at or near maximum intensity, the muscle store of ATP will be depleted rather quickly. Therefore, to maintain normal contraction functioning and to get the best from your training, ATP must be continually topped up. So it seems that when the depletion of muscle glycogen stores is low, muscle cells cannot produce ATP rapidly enough to maintain exercise intensity. Now that's the perfect definition of the word fatigue. Glycogen is excess glucose stored within the body to be used by the cells as energy. Glucose generates ATP, which is the ultimate fuel source for the body. So how do you know that you are glycogen depleted? You will have decreased strength and power. Muscles rely upon stored muscle glycogen to fuel explosive muscle contractions during training. When lifting weights, the body is primarily working anaerobically, and this means without oxygen. Carbs are necessary for the body to kickstart this metabolic process. Even fats are oxidized through the Krebs cycle, which also requires carbs. The Krebs cycle is basically a series of reactions occurring in mitochondria through which almost all living cells produce energy in aerobic respiration, and this entire process requires carbs. Without sufficient carb intake, the body will not be able to produce enough energy to promote forceful muscle contractions. This can lead to workouts seeming harder than usual. Muscular glycogen is stored in muscles, and along with that comes increased muscle volume from water being drawn into the muscles. Now, allow me to show you, if your glycogen stores are good, when you contract your muscle, it will be full and solid and not kind of all soft and squishy. That's because there's water retention. It's an example of, it's how a way that you can check yourself and know that you have glycogen-rich muscles. Now, a muscle with a good supply of glycogen often holds water, giving it a feeling of fullness. Now, if you're feeling muscular flatness or a loss of that fullness, this could be due to glycogen depletion. And if you've got glycogen depletion, this will also correlate to depleted muscle recovery post-workout. There can be many reasons for post-exercise recovery issues to occur. Now, nutritional factors are often to blame and should always be the first thing to consider if you find that this is happening to you. During intense physical exertion of any kind, you are asking your muscles to work at a much higher rate. If you fail to replenish glycogen stores, then this can diminish the amount of muscle glycogen that you will have available, and eventually depletion will occur. Often the solution is to replenish glycogen stores immediately after training or even during training to avoid this catabolic reaction. And of course, the risks increase during longer and harder workouts. Glycogen depletion can start happening in as little as 30 minutes into any hard training session. This is why many athletes engaging in strength, power or endurance routines will often supplement during training with carbs and branched-chain amino acids to keep their muscle glycogen levels high, which helps to trigger protein synthesis, and this helps with post-workout protein uptake and ultimately muscle repair. Of course, fatigue can lead to depleted testosterone production. The body cannot be functioning at optimum level if you are suffering with fatigue, and depleted glycogen stores can significantly contribute towards this. And testosterone plays a role in signalling glucose uptake into the cells to be used as energy. It's a vicious circle. So if you are suffering with lower than normal levels of testosterone, blood sugar levels can rise after eating a meal and stay high for a longer period of time. Low testosterone inhibits glucose uptake. So it seems that maybe this advice that these doctors are giving out, that for low or no carb diets, are in fact suitable for guys with lower testosterone. So it seems that carbs are necessary for the human body. This need increases along with your levels of physical activity. The higher activity level and exercise intensity you put your body through, the more your need for carbs is going to be. Physical exercise is a great way of managing glucose levels within the body. If you want to optimize your testosterone levels, taking care of your glycogen stores is going to be of great benefit to you. Subscribe to this channel and follow this series for more.